Guys, we're back again with another video, and there's absolutely no surprise that Devin Haney has already tweeted saying that him and Shakur Stevenson is the next big fight in boxing. And do you know what? He's actually not wrong. Stylistically, this would be phenomenal. You've got Devin Haney, who's got the timing, precision, discipline, and then you've got Shakur Stevenson, who's got the ring IQ, the defense, the precision. It would just be beautiful. And do you know what? Commercially, it works. It would be big. It's a massive fight. It would do big numbers. They would get paid bang, put bums on seats. People will actually want to tune in and watch it. So I kind of guess it would be great for boxing if that fight goes ahead. Keyword, if it actually goes ahead. We've seen them go back and forth many of times online. And it's one of the fights that boxing fans want to see, but just doesn't actually materialize. And you can even throw Tank in the mix. Like, those fights, we've been talking about it for years and it just doesn't actually happen, which it kind of makes me think why. Because you know that the fights will do well. You know boxing fans want to see it. You guys know you will make bang. But I am actually really surprised that he hasn't called out Ryan Garcia, like the rematch with Ryan Garcia, especially as if Ryan Garcia wins his next fight with Barrios, then that could be a potential unification, so it kind of makes me think why that fight's not really spoken about. Obviously, I know why the fight with Shakur is, because one, it's massive, two, Shakur just won. So, it makes sense. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, if it even happens, which, to be honest, I wouldn't even hold my breath on if this fight actually happens, but it will be really good to see. And then we have Jake Paul and Akisa, who have done it yet again. I've already said, and I've been very vocal at the fact that I love what Jake Paul and Akisa are doing for women in boxing. They're literally putting them on a pedestal, putting them on a platform to be seen, and they're not just putting them on a card, but they're making them headline a card. And I love it. You've got another all-women's card coming here in London, April the 5th at Olympia, which will be phenomenal. It's a stacked card. You've got Caroline Dubois versus Terry Harper, and that's a unification fight. And mind you, I know that boxing fans, myself included, really want to see that fight with Alicia Baumgardner and Caroline Dubois. But this is what makes this fight really interesting, is because Alicia Baumgardner has already been in the ring with Terry Harper, and she won in the 4th round with a knockout. So if Caroline Dubois gets through Terry Harper, it naturally just opens up that conversation again. Beautiful. And then we've got Ellie Scottney versus Florels, and that's for the undisputed super bantamweight title. So there's a lot on the line. It's a big night. It'll be incredible. And we know, Ellie Scottney has got the timing, the composure, the precision, the angle. And obviously, yes, we do know that Sky Nicholson will probably be watching very closely, as she is quite eager to go and go against the winner for the undisputed title. For that night, it's also what could happen next, all the fights that can happen and be made next as a result of that night, which makes it even more excited. Because us boxing fans, the question that we love to ask, what's next? Last week also we had the launch presser for the Chisora versus Wilder fight, and you know what, it wasn't like your usual launch press conference, right? There was no flipping tables, there was no one getting really angry, there was no crazy back and forth and arguing and raising voices. Like, they've done it before. I mean, this is Chisora's 50th fight. I think the big main question is retirement, and not just for Derek Chisora. In my previous video, a couple of videos ago, I actually spoke about this, and I was saying that, these are two heavyweights and different points of perception. But you know what? It kind of isn't, because it seemed as if retirement could be on the line for both men, not just Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was saying that if he wins, then maybe Wilder would retire and call it quits. And if Wilder wins, I guess Derek Chisora is out. I think he did say the 50th fight. This is it. 50th and final. I was about to say third and final. 50th and final. And it's both men have given us incredible fight nights. And so if they were to retire after this, I wouldn't actually be particularly mad. Time frame with boxing, that's why you make as much money as you can whilst you're in the game, whilst you're in the sport, because retirement is not too far off. It's kind of getting me thinking that maybe that fight with Usyk won't materialize, and to be honest, I was quite excited for that fight for Wilder. What once upon a time Wilder was one of the great scary heavyweights, that was very much spoken about. I remember when I first heard about Wilder, and he was painted as this man, this scary heavyweight who had this incredible knockout power, and if you got caught with it, that was it. Fight with him and Usyk would have been great to see, because then Usyk could then retire, saying that he took on all the heavyweights that were reigning whilst he was in the heavyweight division. And so I don't know if it will happen. We just got to see how it plays out in April. Tomorrow night is fight night. Nick Ball will be making his 4th title defense against Brandon in his own hometown of Liverpool at the M&S Bank Arena. This is exciting. Nick Ball's known for his relentless pressure, his physical strength, and the pace that breaks down his opponent. And his opponent is a 2-weight world champion known for his volume and his durability. This makes for a good night of boxing. This is work rate versus work rate. This is pressure versus pressure. It's no easy night. And to be honest, the winner of this fight could then go on for a unification fight. So many exciting unification fights. We've had Chushu Carrington, who won last weekend, so that would be really great to see. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments. Who have you got winning this fight tomorrow night? I'd love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to speak to you guys in my next video next week Tuesday. Bye for now.